If you've ever been told, hey, you need to reduce your stress if you want optimal thyroid function, and you're like, is this a cop-out? Is this just something that people say and I can't ever fix? Well, I do believe that you can fix your stress, but there is actually physiological reasoning behind this. So keep watching the video and you'll understand how stress is affecting your thyroid. So let's first talk about how your thyroid is communicating with the body, because it all starts in the brain. There's two different parts of your brain, your hypothalamus and pituitary. And these two parts of your brain talk to your thyroid to produce thyroid hormone. And then your thyroid makes hormone and it's a domino effect. Now, there's also a hormone called cortisol, and this is your stress hormone. And this stress hormone is made by the adrenals, and the adrenals also have similar communication with your hypothalamus and pituitary. So your hypothalamus, pituitary in your brain talks to your adrenals, and that's how there is communication with the adrenals, brain, thyroid. Now, as you can see, there's a connection there, right? There's a connection because they both utilize the brain to start the hormone process. Now, when you are making a lot of cortisol out of your adrenals, it's actually going to suppress that brain-thyroid communication. When this brain-thyroid communication is suppressed, you can see this as your TSH being lower. And when this is suppressed, you're not going to make that thyroid hormone. And then if you're not making thyroid hormone, you are going to struggle with hypothyroidism. Now, that's not the only way that stress is affecting your thyroid. Stress also can affect your thyroid by influencing your thyroid to choose RT3. RT3 stands for reverse T3. And what happens is, stay with me, your thyroid makes thyroid hormone, right? Thyroid hormone T4 needs to convert into T3, which is our active thyroid hormone. This is what is actually communicating with your cells. And then it also makes a little bit of RT3, that reverse T3. And what this is that it competes, it's basically an active form of T3. It competes with T3 on the cellular receptors. So if you are having more RT3 than you should, well, now it's gonna, your T3, your active thyroid hormone that connects to the cells and makes you feel good, well, guess what? It's really not going to have any place on the cell because you have tons of RT3. So when you're stressed, this is going to increase your T4 to turn into RT3 and make that inactive thyroid hormone to compete with the active thyroid hormone that's just trying to make a difference. Now, another component of stress and thyroid is that if there is the autoimmune component of hypothyroidism, like Hashimoto's, well, stress can activate your immune system to go a little chaotic and haywire. And when you have an autoimmune flare, you are damaging parts of your thyroid, which is not okay. So there's different aspects of how stress is affecting your thyroid. And I want you to realize that reducing stress and saying that that is a huge problem of what's going on in your condition, it's not a cop-out. It's not that we're trying to say, oh, you just got to reduce your stress. Like, it's literally a sign that you need to reduce your stress. How you reduce stress is very different for everyone. There is, of course, the internal stressors, the gut imbalances and blood sugar roller coaster that we need to make sure is pretty stable. But you also have to address the external stress, overworking yourself. Maybe you are very spiritual and you're not spending time with God. Maybe you are so burnt out, you don't get any breaks. I mean, whatever your situation is, I do think that it is changeable and that there's definitely mindset shifts that you can give yourself to help you reduce your stress. It's not an easy process. I will be the first to say stress is definitely my downfall too. I can get the food down, I can get the workouts down, but stress is definitely what I constantly have to make sure that I'm working on. So I hope this shows you that it's not a cop-out. This is something you have to take as seriously. So taking steps to reducing your stress is just as important as focusing on what's on your plate. So if you need us, this is something that we love to help you do and love to help you get figured out and take that more holistic approach to going towards a optimal thyroid function. There is a link in the description that will direct you to booking a discovery call with me so we can learn more about you, and that way we can see, create a game plan and see what's going on and see how we can help. So I'll see you then.